Greetings and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. I'm guided by Spirit, and let's hit that notification bell icon. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events. Disclaimer: all cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. Alright, so I'm going to be looking at the curious case of the murders that are taking place in Markham within Canada. And I actually wanted to do the case of Yuk Ying May, who went missing on August the 9th. And while preparing the show, and when I did a Google search, there's several other Chinese, whether they have dual nationality or single nationality, but curious that there are several Chinese women that have gone missing and found murdered in this area. Now, with regards to Ying Zhang, we know that there is a perpetrator that's been taken into custody, whereas, of course, Yuk Ying is a current case. And then we also have Isabella Dan, who went missing on March the 3rd, 2023. And I don't believe she's been found at this stage. The only one that's been found at this stage is Ying Zhang, unfortunately. Now, interesting, I just had a moment. Now, the moment ties in with the premise of this episode. When I initially started looking at this case, and let's just zoom into the main area here for a moment. Now, this is the day where Yuk Ying was seen for the last time in the zone here. And initially, the numbers that stood out for me was the 10-1, 10-1, and when I started following this 10-1, it's almost like following the money. And 10-1 does mean money in a sense, with the outcome 1, money. It also speaks about large sums of money. But it can also speak about an organization, a government, a group, a major group. Now, that was the initial issue, is that in the time frame where Yuk Ying goes missing, in the reflection zone, which is these 3 next blocks here, we note there's a 10-1, 10-1, 10-1, and then it disappears. Now, if we look at the day she goes missing, now this is our current schedule, our current calendar, more or less, right? We've just gone through this. So August 9, because we note this is the day before August 8 with all the 8s, but we still have 4 8s here. So, of course, we now taking it on the perspective, an incident in Canada, a realtor has gone missing. At this point, a vehicle has been found, but not Yuk Ying at the moment. Now, on August 9, we already have the 4 8s. I wonder here, there's something else that's popped in which just compounds the issue. The outcome of the day is a 25-7, 16-7, 7. Now, when I already pulled out these numbers, I put out the charts here, right? Then I Googled and I saw this, that there are several Chinese, in this case happens to be all women, missing. So I got curious and I brought in the Chinese date of birth. On recent shows that I've done recently, particularly happening in the UK, I've noted Chinese fingerprints, if you will. And when I started seeing these numbers, I'd seen these numbers somewhere before. And we note with China's date of birth, we see the 25/7/16/7. So that's where I got to, right? Now, in order to, and we'll go deeper, I'm just taking you first through the sequence, logical sequence that I went through. Now, to prove this theory correct or accurate, does it apply to the other two people? And also, Ying Zhang, yes, a perpetrator has been arrested. But again, in the case of Ying Zhang, and we'll go deeper, July 25, she goes missing. So when we look in the reflection zone, in the summary day, we have an outcome, 25/7/16/7. Isabella Dan, who actually went missing in March 2023, we see the same thing, that March the 3, she goes missing. And we'll go deeper. We see the conflict of 3s there, with, in her case, conflict of 7s as well. We see a 16/7/7 outcome. Coincidence or not? Now, there is one other number confirmation here. The sitting president or prime minister, or whatever they call it in China, Xi Jinping, here's his date of birth here. Now, like Mr. Putin, nothing moves in Russia without Putin's say-so, right? And the same applies with Xi Jinping. Nothing moves in China without Ping's say-so, right? And by the way, it's interesting to note, he has a 21/3/3, 12/3, and then again 12/3, 21/3, 12/3, 3. Now we know why you can barely breathe in China because of the control issues. Nothing gets done in China without approval. There's so much control. All these 3 speaks about control. Control. And that is like bad control. So, if we look at Yuk Ying in her reflection days, because I believe it continues, I believe she may have been held for not a long time, but for some time. And I believe that would have been purely for a debriefing purpose. But we'll go deeper. But I'm pointing out what gave me the go-ahead. Look at that, 21/3, 12/3. 21/3, 12/3 pings directly on Mr. Ping here. Ping pong. What is happening in this town? Sleeper cells. Anyway, or operatives doing their thing. So look at Mr. Xing Xing Ping here. 39-12-3. The day before she goes missing. Who must give the green light? Mr. Xing Xing Ping here. Look there, the day before she goes missing. She goes missing the next day. In the reflection zone, there we got them again. Pinging on China's date of birth. Nothing happens without Mr. Ping's approval, huh? Now we see where Isabella goes missing on March the 3rd. We see a 12-3-3 there, yes. Which pings on Mr. Ping here. And when I just do the energy flow sequence, we reveal also the 39-12-3. We get a little bit more information there. Really digging deep into the identity of the actual puppet master here. Huh? So what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I believe my senses with regards to Ying Zhang's perpetrator that's behind bars is like the Lee Harvey Oswald character in the story. Now, when I started the reading on the recording side, I had a impression, is there a possibility that Yuk, Ying, and Isabella were extradited, if you will? Sorry, not extradited. Extradited is the legal way. Let's say they were shipped out under the moonlight, as it were. So I'm going to have a look at this deeper now. And let's see if we can pick up. Unfortunately, we do know what happened to Ying Zhang. Unfortunately. And this Yuk Ying now being the current case. So let's go deeper and see what we can pick up here. But of course, we can see August 9, not a good day. Not a good day. 25, 7, 16, 7. What alarmed me about this sequence was this 10-1. Because the minute you have that is operational. That is an operational number. Which takes effort. And we have this 18-9. You see, another alarm bell here for me is we have a staging number, 26-8. There's a very strong element of staging here, definitely. It just dawned upon me. It didn't. I've been looking at this probably 2 sessions. This is the 3rd, maybe. But only once I started recording did I get the impression of the innocent people in the town treat this as a missing persons case, and the Mission Impossible music is now playing in my left ear. And everyone's searching the woods. Meanwhile, she's in an airplane or a boat somewhere, heading somewhere. That's not psychic speaking, I'm just saying. But we certainly have a stage number. So let's see what happened here. See, the problem for me, I'm not seeing, yes, there are detrimental numbers around, the threat of murder, death, but those numbers aren't sitting in the reflection zone. So in the reflection zone, we have a hidden 20 outcome too. There's been an outburst somewhere. There's been an issue here. Probably August 4th by the looks of it. Let's just see here. It always starts somewhere. And I believe this is deeper than just a regular true crime situation. It's too coincidental that we have... this is the other thing. The other option is, of course, there can be a serial killer, right? But the serial killer theory goes out the window because of Yu Ying. She happens after the guy has been apprehended. And yet we still see in 16-7 on the scene. 16-7 in a normal situation, and I don't believe this is a typically normal situation. 16-7 will speak about the serial killer, but it wouldn't apply here because although the numbers are exactly the same for this case, the perpetrator has been apprehended, which would have been in July, and this case happens in August. So the theory of a serial killer goes out the window because how can it be then? So who does the 16-7 belong to? Is the question then it becomes, right? And if this is a espionage situation, or what else could it be? Or some kind of spying situation, and trying to see. So the hidden 22-4 for me speaks about Yu Ying. So 22-4 can speak about the hidden plan. 13-4 speaks about new beginnings. Let's go here. Speaks about new beginnings. 13-4 exists here as well. New beginnings. 30 with an outcome 3, let's say under an operational perspective. See here, it also pings on Zing Zing here. But I believe this is operational. See, there's two detrimental numbers here. Here's an 89 after the 10-1. Feels like a hit. When you have a 10-1, that's a hit situation. In conjunction with 10-1, operational organization on the move, 89. 26-8 wouldn't have been very nice, unfortunately, if we take it on a physical basis. What gives it away, August 12, August 13, if I look at it from a summary point of view, I'm not seeing out and out death numbers. All I'm seeing is there's issues, arguments, deals going down, 10-1 operational. And the 11-2 here pings directly on China as well, 11-2. 10-1, 10-1 China. Hidden 22. there's two other supporting hit numbers. 19, 10, 1. 9 can speak about the hit murder. 29, 11, 2 also speaks about transactional murder. And this is what also bugged me yesterday was there's 2, so there's 29, 2, 9. It's like the second one. In other words, two hits. So something is not 100% here. And again, yeah, because the reason why I'm continuing past the double blue zone there, because there's overlapping. If we had to take it purely on a communication basis, right? So she goes missing here. All these 8 speak about communication. 89 is about what would have been the plan or the ideal that they were intending to do. Right? 26.8 speaks about something may have gone wrong in the deal. In the what was going on went wrong, so there was an argument about it. It got heated. 17.8, not very nice. So there's always a threat of murder here. 17.8, 27.9, 18.9, 18.9. Then you get your transactionals: 19, 10, 1, 29, 11, 2. So something's definitely up here, in my opinion, where, so if we look at Yin Zhang now, in the reflection zone, so let's see with her. See, we have this 40, outcome 4 is the male issue. And we got Xingping here the day before. See, in case of Ying Zhang, because unfortunately we know she was found deceased, unfortunately. Let's just see here. So there's a hidden 33.6 in her case. 27.9 with intention. 27 with an outcome 9 in a murder situation like the 27 club that I just released. 27.9 is premeditated murder. See, here's the 17.8 here as well. So these are all detrimental numbers. You know, we can highlight it now because we know the outcome. But the same numbers are present for Yuk Ying as well. 17.8, 18.9, 17.8 again. But when we look in the reflection zone, the true summary zones, it doesn't look good, unfortunately. But my spider senses was saying, why would all these Asian women go missing in the same area. So obviously then it could be we have a serial killer on the loose. But then it can't be the guy that got for this lady here, Ying Zhang. So something else is going on here. And there's too many hits on China's date of birth and Xi Jinping's numbers here. So what is happening in the backyard here of an area called Markham? But unfortunately, lives have been taken and are missing. Something else is going on here. Alright, we'll keep an eye on the news and just see further developments. While I've been meditating on this particular case, I don't believe there's going to be a good outcome here. The feeling that I got around this as well was it's very much operational. Very much operational. In Isabel's case, who is a lawyer that went missing, the day she goes missing, we see a 3 plus a 3. There's an issue there. And then we've got a 7 and a 7 issue. So this defecting. The word defecting just came to mind. I just received the word defecting. Was she trying to defect or something? I've done very little research into the case, but I know there was quite a lot of legal issues going around, and she was a lawyer, or she is a lawyer. But again, too much of a coincidence when you have... So if you look at it this way, the 3 conflicts can ping on Xi Jinping's numbers here. These are 3. And there's a 7 conflict, and China is a 7. And Mr. Fall Guy in this case. I believe there may be a bigger story here, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's keep an eye on the news. Please let me know what your comments and thoughts are. And please stay safe, stay alert, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.